What's going on, world? Welcome to my podcast. It's just different with Ty, where I talk about sports, social, political issues, you name it, everything under the sun. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel, and please hit the notification bell so you can get updated on the latest, newest videos because I'm coming with that fire. All right. So I didn't think I wanted to or needed to talk about this whole Ja Morant thing. It's been ongoing, and it seems like every time you turn around, another person is talking about it. So I finally said, okay, let me give my perspective on this and give my 2 cents. So we're going to dive into that. All right, let's go. Welcome to It's Just Different with your host, Ty. Now, this whole Ja Morant thing, like I said, it seems to keep going on and on and on and on. It feels like it's been going on for like 2 months now. And every single time you turn on the TV, you hear a commentator, a sports commentator, or if you get on social media, you see a post where, whether if it's Shaquille O'Neal, whoever, Captain Jack, Steven Jackson, somebody is giving their opinion, their perspective, and some advice on the matter. And I'm just honestly, maybe it's me, but I'm thinking to myself, is it really that serious? Like, is it really that serious? I thought this was going to be something that was just going to get swept under the rug after a day, but it just seems to keep on gaining traction for some reason. I'm not gonna say there's an agenda out there, but it is so many things, and I wanted to again give my 2 cents and on the subject matter because I've seen there was I looked through the comment section on a lot of things, and one of the things that I wanted to talk about was that I've noticed a lot of people were outraged, especially in the Black community, about how Nike is still standing behind Ja Morant. However, in the Kyrie Irving situation, they dropped him. For those of you that don't know, all right, about the whole Kyrie Irving thing, about how he reposted a tweet, reposted a picture from a film, Hebrew to Negroes. We all know about that. We're not even going to get into that. And, I'm going to just break down the difference real quick. It's not even going to be long. But first, I'm going to say to the people that are saying, oh, man, Ja Morant, you risking it all. You got all these endorsements and Nike. Listen, what Ja Morant did on that, when he was on live, the European Jews are not offended by that. Is not what he did wasn't considered insensitive to the European Jews. What Ja Morant did isn't seen as being insensitive to the LGBTQ community. What Ja Morant did isn't seen as offensive or insensitive to women, particularly white women. What Ja Morant did, so what I'm basically saying is he didn't offend none of these particular groups to where Nike or any other these big corporations, companies feel the need to say, okay, now we got to drop you. What he did was some typical, street hood stuff that very few, all right, very few. I'm not going to say all. I'm not going to even say most. I'm not even going to say half. I'm going to say a very small percentage, a very small few of Black teens and young Black men in America do, which is brandish a weapon on social media. Very small few. So for doing that, I truly do not see Nike or any of these companies basically saying letting them off the hook or cutting ties with them. In fact, because Ja Morant is who he is, and he has millions of people watching him and everything else like that, and I won't be surprised he even get a bigger endorsement and more endorsements because what he did creates a narrative that it's a false narrative that this is how black men are. No matter how much money you give them, they're still going to act this type of way. They're still going to do this. They're still going to act reckless and all these other different things. What Kyrie Irving did was something totally different. He, could be seen as a revolutionary act, which was something that the NBA, Nike, and other endorsements had to stop. They had to, they had to drop them. Can't have, black people finally waking up and trying to organize and strategize. He was doing something kind of along those effects. So that had to be stopped, Again, that's just how I see it. So there's two totally different things. Now, I notice a lot of people talk about, well, he should hire security. Ja Morant should hire security. Why he's walking around with a gun? Well, again, if the gun is legal, he's a law-abiding citizen. As far as I know, he don't got no record or anything like that. So he's a law-abiding citizen with a legal firearm. I'm not saying him brandishing it was right or whatever have you, but what I'm saying is the fact that even with security, hired security does not mean that everything's going to be all right. Right? Because when it's your time, it's your time. So if it's me and I'm in that position, now you can question whether or not he should have brandished the handgun on live or whatever have you. But even with I could have the Navy SEALs guarding me, and I'm still gonna have a gun on me. So for my own protection, because can't nobody protect me better than me. All right. So you can nitpick on, oh, he shouldn't have showed it on the live, blah blah blah. You can nitpick it on there, but I'm going to have a gun on me. I mean, we done seen the best of the best get killed with security. You know what I'm saying? Tupac, we see Tupac got shot on the strip with all security. The president of the United States, right? He got the CIA and FBI. We done seen them get assassinated. So when it's your time to go, it's your time to go. No matter who's around, it's going to go down. And for me, it's best for me to have it on me than rely on other people to protect me. That's just me. Again, now, if we're going to talk about brandishing a weapon or whatever have you, what is it really about that people have an issue with? Because it can't be just an athlete brandishing a gun or showing a gun. Because how many times you could just Google this. How many times have we seen athletes, NBA players, football players go hunting and they showing off their guns? They in the target, they in the gun range showing off their guns. Like I said, you can literally Google this stuff and you can see athletes, right? Current athletes, past athletes, holding guns, showing off their gun or whatever have you, and nothing was said, not a word. So maybe the argument or the disappointment or what people have an issue with is how he did it. On live in a club, right? I think that's what it is. And if that's what it is, then that's what it is. But I don't know the laws of Colorado. I think this is where he was at. I'm not sure. Somebody can fact check me. And I don't know the laws of the NBA. I don't know the policies. Do they have something in there that says you can't show a gun whatsoever? Because again, if that's the case, a lot of people besides Ja Morant is going to get suspended, because I done seen a lot of current athletes and past athletes. Well, you can't do nothing if it's a past athlete, but I don't know how these laws been in play where they was brandishing guns, showing off their guns while they was hunting or whatever have you. I don't know what's in these NBA policies and laws to where they have to abide by, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So if he really didn't break the NBA, if he didn't break a law, right, in the NBA or even in outside of a Colorado law, then what are we really talking about? What are we really talking about? And to make this notion that as if only rappers flash guns, that's just totally crazy. And I've seen commentators say that, like I said, I didn't see, and again, it gives a false notion that if you're a black man and you show a gun, automatically you're trying to be a gangster. Automatically you're trying to be a rapper. Meanwhile, I done seen thousands of pictures of white boys showing guns, showing off their guns. And not one time have I seen any of these black commentators call them out and saying, oh, he trying to be like a rapper. He trying to be tough. He trying to be gangster. He trying to be this. So why are you going to try to say that to Ja Morant? Now, if you want to try to hold Ja Morant at a higher standard because he's probably one of the top 5 players in the NBA, top 10 players in the NBA, and he sell tickets, and he is the franchise player and all these other different things, then you could, I could maybe kind of see you saying, come on, man, just try to, but don't try to say just because he's black and he's showing a gun that automatically you want to say, yo, he want to be a gangster. He want to be, I don't like that narrative being portrayed that every time a black man shows a gun, a picture of his gun, he's labeled as a gangster, or he's trying to be a gangster or a gang member or a thug or a rapper or whatever. Because I ain't never seen one interview, one show with anybody, any of these commentators or reporters saying that to a white NBA player or just a white person in general when they doing the same. Again, that's just my take, y'all. So agree to disagree. I'm not trying to downplay what Ja Morant did, but I think we have to provide context to what we're saying and realize that, I just don't like the false narrative that's being portrayed by. Again, we can look at it and say, okay, well, maybe he shouldn't have probably did it in the club. You could have that argument. I won't have nothing to say about that, truthfully speaking, if you have that I can respect. But all the other things that attach to it, come on, stop it. And like I said, I would be shocked if Ja Morant loses any endorsements behind this. I don't really see him losing any endorsements behind this at all. So stop the comparison of him and Kyrie Irving. It's two totally different things. Well, that's my perspective. That's my take. That's my 2 cents. Again, guys, thanks for watching. It's just different with Ty. Make sure you like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the notification bell. All right. So with that said, peace and love.